Here's my my ATV, all the work I've done on it. All right, replaced a bunch of the electrical. Pretty much it wasn't running. In the end, I think what happened was it had a bad voltage regulator, and as you read up on it, that voltage regulator is what make the battery go bad and what have you. And eventually I think it made that CDI unit go bad, so I had replaced that. And then I just kind of black box stuff. I was replacing everything. I replaced the starter relay, I replaced that other little solenoid thing, whatever the hell it is, and replaced that. And then of course the regulator is up over there somewhere, I guess. And so that's all new. And then I was having some issues with the carburetor and was rebuilding the carburetor several times, and then I wound up able to get a brand new carburetor for like 90 bucks. So couldn't pass that up. So anyway, it runs now, and that's the most important thing. And in this video I'll go over the installation of the starter. That's a brand new starter on there, and that and some other stuff. I never did replace the coil, but I probably should have. But other than that, I mean, all things good. I mean, oh, turn the gas on full. Okay. So, runs now. Alright. And pretty much runs like a scalded dog. So what follows is some information on parts I bought, where I bought them at, and then and then some of the repairs I've done. But other than that, I hope this helps somebody out. Here's my brand new starter from DB Electrical. This gear comes off of here, so I don't know that I'm going to be putting that on. Probably just grease up the shaft and then put it in. So I also had to order some gaskets, so we'll get it done. So what I found out was, I can fit the starter up, real easily right through there. But then you can't put it on from this side. You have to come around to this other side, and then you can line the gear up, and then with your hand back here you can work it in and put the gear onto the shaft, and then go ahead and pull it forward. Now I'll go ahead and just make sure the bolts are lined up. With that O-ring there, it fits pretty snug, so I imagine it should be like watertight. So I had to, well, I guess this is a bit of a gasket here, isn't it? Yeah, there's a gasket there. All right. I went ahead and ordered another gasket. Well, I don't know. I don't know if that's a gasket. I guess it is a gasket. So I've ordered another gasket for this cover, and then for the cover for the the recoil starter, that one was shot. This one looks pretty good. I could probably use just some non-hardening Permatex and reuse this. And I might very well do that. I mean, the gasket, ordered the parts from Cheap Cycle Parts. I couldn't find them. I didn't spend a whole lot of time looking. But hell, the two gaskets and that grommet, a new grommet for that wire over there was 17 and change, and the dang shipping was $13. United States Postal Service, so hell, that's $30. But it'll last forever. So I used non-hardening Permatex. There was a gasket on there, but it was in good shape. I just put some light coat of non-hardening Permatex around the edge and put it back in place. The only places that really gave me, had me thinking was right back in this corner here. It kind of fits underneath. This casing fits underneath here, so that was something that I had to figure out, because you're working against a magnet, so it kind of pulls itself on. And then the other thing was that this support, okay, that holds the wire assembly that goes in. And then that's the other thing. You got to remember that your wires come up out of the top. So make sure you don't pinch any of those off. And other than that, it went back together real simple. If I ever had to do this again, I think probably the thing to do would be to clean the engine first. But there you go. I got the starter in, and a new voltage regulator, and a new, the CDI unit, and got the bike running. Realized that I had the bike was out of time. Okay, when I had set the valves originally, going by the manual, wound up being 180 degrees out. So the bike ran, but the valves were really, knocking. So anyway, so now to go through the process of setting the valves again, I've had to disconnect my linkage here to gain access to this port, and it's through here that I'll see the letter T. That's going to tell me I'm at top dead center. I have to remove my valve covers. Okay, yeah, I have to do that. My two valve covers, and then what I'm going to do additionally is I'm going to remove this side plate right here. And by removing these two bolts, I can remove that side plate, that side cover right there. And then that'll let me view the top of the timing chain, and I can try to get this adjusted right. So I think I'm going to look to see where I'm at originally and where I'm at right now, and then go through the process again and see if I can rectify all the valve clacking. All right, more to follow. So I got my covers off. All right, I got my spark plug out. I've disconnected the battery. I have my manual instructions, okay, that are basically giving me the information I need. All right, I've removed the plug cover, and I've removed the chain cover. So now, according to the directions or to the manual, I'm going to turn this nut counterclockwise and then watch my intake valves to open and then close. When the intake valve opens and closes, keep turning the crankshaft counterclockwise until the T mark on the alternator rotor aligns with the slot as shown. So that's going to be this alternator rotor in here, and there's a T, and I've seen videos on this before, so other people have done this, but this is my video, so alright, here I go. I believe I'm where I need to be. I have the T mark lined up there, and then I got my valve. I watched it open and close, and I mean there's a lot of slop there, but just a point of order, okay, this was the second time I went around. The first time I went around, the valve opened and closed, and then it was like the T mark was right there. So maybe that's how I set it the first time. I don't know. I'm going to try setting it. These just seem extremely loose, and that's what I'm thinking is causing all the slapping noise. I mean, let's see if you can. I mean that is just a lot. So the intakes are supposed to be at 10 to 15, and that's way more than that. So now I'm going to adjust them here, and then I guess another point is, I guess down in here I should be able to see some marks, and there's a T. I don't know if you can make that out. There's a mark here, and then there's a mark up yonder there, and so I don't know, maybe I had it on the other mark, I don't know, but I'm going to try doing it on this one, and then I'll run it, put it back together, run it, and we'll see how it goes. I set the exhaust valves to 0.18 millimeter. I guess that's 7/1000ths, and then I set the intakes to 0.13 millimeter. I had a nice little shorty screwdriver that came in handy to do this. The exhaust side. The other alternative would be to take the coil off, but I really didn't want to do that. Alright, so I'll be putting it all back together, and we'll see how it runs. Alright, no valve clacking.